Do you want the short story or the long story?
Short story first, and then I'll tell you if it's good enough.
All right.
Ask me all the hard questions. Erica Vervo.
My full name is Richard Kobena Papanyamiche Hackman.
What?
I've told you this 100 times.
I seriously started dating when I was 26 years old, and by that time, we were already online dating. And while it wasn't the most popular thing, it was absolutely how I started dating because I watched my sister do it. She lived in New York at the time, and I immediately jumped in. And so I would say that what's different now is online dating is the norm, whereas 7 years ago, online dating was around, but it wasn't the norm.
It's very important to feel like you know someone, before you get serious with them. I'm not a casual dater. I'm, what some people have called a serial monogamist. And so, me kind of going out there and doing the dating scene and like meeting someone every couple of nights or going to bars, going to movies and stuff like that. Like those are all great dating experiences, but it takes a lot of time, and also it takes an emotional toll on you. And so I feel like people who are more like reserved, like myself, and even to the extent of introversion, might be more inclined to go online.
I would say I definitely got frustrated sometimes when I would really just look at somebody's profile and be like, I'm so excited to go out with this guy, but then it didn't end up working out, so I would feel very like, I would get into different moods of like, okay, maybe I don't want to online date, maybe I just want to find people in person.
I have been married and previously divorced. And so for me, it was very important that the person that I choose to actively date seriously be understanding of that and not see it as a negative thing, had a level of curiosity and compassion and empathy for why I thought it didn't work out, but why I wanted to try again. And having a level of patience to be able to, really have the hard conversations around, what it takes to be a partner in a relationship. Short story, a friend convinced me to start doing online dating. So then I tried Tinder, I tried Bumble, and none of those yielded any good results. So that's why I picked Hinge, and I liked it. I really did. It felt more like an Instagram.
I sort of thought he was this unreal person that didn't actually exist. I thought there must be something wrong with him because he's absolutely stunningly gorgeous. He actually had personality like oozing out of his Hinge profile. He seemed to like a lot of stuff that I liked, and I was a little confused at why he would want to go on a date with me, but I wasn't going to question it that much.
Now again, I'm not like a huge dater, so I don't honestly know what to expect when I go on a first date. It could be anything, but I guess I just wasn't ready or prepared for Erica to run up a huge flight of steps and just give me a big old hug, and I really didn't know what to do with that. because it was, I guess, a level of familiarity that, I didn't think we had really established yet. And, at the same time, it felt amazing because, it was just, it was just breaking down a few barriers and just like getting at the heart of connection. And I think that's something that I had been craving, so.
I'd been really sick for a week, and I couldn't wait to not be sick because I'd been texting with Rich, and I really wanted to meet him, and I thought he was just like so different than everyone else I'd been talking to. So when I actually met Rich, like, he absolutely exceeded my expectations. I didn't know how tall he was, and he was so tall, and I hugged him and he hugged me back so, like, with these long arms. And I don't know, we just had the best first date. Like, Rich as a person is somebody that's like super caring, very warm-hearted, has so much integrity. I don't know if he's ever actually lied. He's very meticulous without being annoying. He's really neat and doesn't complain much, and is really responsible, which is something I absolutely love. He's super creative and very driven. Like, he works on all these side projects that I feel like I don't even know how he has time to do his 10 to 6 job, let alone like all these side projects, but I see how much like life they give him. He's one of those guys that like everyone loves, and one of those guys that I've seen him interact with so many people, and I don't think anyone has ever had a negative feeling or gotten a negative feeling from their interaction with him. Like, I'm like, how does this guy not say awkward things ever? It's very perplexing.
Erica is the life of every party. Erica is the life of my party. Erica is amazing. Erica is beautiful. Erica is the most positive, optimistic spirit I've ever had in my life. Erica is the love of my life. I think it's interesting that we work so well because, I don't know that I would have seen it before. I don't know that if I had met Erica in any other way that we would be in a relationship. I mean, she's very unexpected to me, and the level of just attention and affection that she shows me is always very surprising and also always very wanted.
I think one of the most unhealthy things that I saw in my dating experiences prior was that I would stick around just way too long. Long after I knew that there wasn't a real future, and I would just continue to try to tell myself, no, this is going to last, just stick it out. And even though I wasn't really feeling it anymore, I would stay just too long out of almost like a scarcity mindset, thinking that I wouldn't find anything better. So, yeah.
I was in a state of mind when my marriage came to an end where I realized that I needed to do some serious work on myself. I needed to be more self-aware and assess what my needs are for a partner, but also for myself. And so I took some time, about a year or so, really taking that journey after that year is when I started, dating a couple of people. And, those dating relationships, they were okay. They were not great. They were okay. One in particular, right before I met Erica, was a little bit turbulent. And so it made me question a bit whether I had fully done the work I needed to be in a frame of mind to be in another relationship again. But, through talking to some friends and through just a little bit of retrospection, I decided that, I had done everything that I was in my power to make that a working relationship, and beyond that point, I couldn't. So I felt comfortable that I was in a place where I'm not damaged, and I just need to continue being my true and authentic self, and that the right person will come along who fits that. And that's when I met Erica.
Whatever you bring to the table is usually what you're met with. So if you bring insecurity and shame or scaredness and worry, which is probably what I was emitting when I was younger, that's also what you're met with. But if you bring like confidence and love, that's what you get from the other person. I'm not saying all the time, but more likely than not, like you'll be able to elicit that from somebody and really create the foundation that's sturdy and fulfilling. I would say just don't be scared. Just create what you want to create out of your relationship.